Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on Major League and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, pursue your dreams, that's how you do it. Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on Major League and we did it.
What's up, y'all? What's going on, man?
It's all about that action, keep it moving, pursue your dreams, that's how you do it. It all starts with a statement. Next step is
visualization.
Step 3, continued affirmations, accompanied by faith, all based in action, moving in the direction of the damn thing. Don't let nothing get in your way, doing the damn thing. When it seems like all this failed, keep your mind focused.
I said astigmatism in my soul.
Keep going, so many failures. Why should I keep going? I got vision, therefore I see it finish. Only way to do that is to see it finish. If you got a plan, put your all in it. Life's an obstacle course.
Hey, yo, man, this the podcast with soul. Yo, what's up, y'all? What's going on, man? What's happening? I ain't been on here in a while, man. I ain't really been doing many podcast shows. So I said, let me go on here, man, and get something out, put something out for the people, connect with my people. Hope everybody is doing well. May the 3rd, 2022 is 6:13, 6:14 in the PM on the East Coast over here in Jersey, man, and welcome to the show. Please hit the subscribe button, man. Please subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on Spotify, please subscribe to my Spotify, man. That helps me out. It helps me grow my platform, expand my reach, and helps me push my platform forward, and I appreciate you in advance. All you got to do is hit that little red button if you're on YouTube. It's not going to hurt you. It don't cost you nothing. You don't have to pay. And I appreciate you, man. And, you know, you come, you listen, and you're welcome, man. Just chilling, man. Finally kind of feel some kind of way halfway decent, man. Me and my son, like the last 2 weeks, man, we've been messed up with the allergies here in Jersey. Have been horrible, man. And you know, it had us both down. I was treating it with, had the ginger, the garlic, the tea, the lemon, the honey, the whole thing, man, taking Claritin. And it seemed like no matter what we did, it just was like, yo, you just going to have to go through this thing, man, and get past this thing. And so he's feeling better. I'm feeling better. So here we are, man. So, yeah, man, listen, I wanted to talk about, man, you see the topic for today, man, the failures and the setbacks we experience and sometimes we create on our road to success, man. You know, nobody wants to talk about that part, right? That's not the sexy part, right? That's not the attractive part, right? That's not the magnetic part. That's the part with the pain, man. That's the part with the pain that nobody likes to show, right? Nobody likes to show. You know, everybody wants to, you know, put up the sexy part, man. You know, when you get to the mountaintop, when you're at the top of the mountain and you're up there and you plant your flag and you're up there, you're holding the trophy, you know, they want to show. Shout out to everybody that's in the live chat, man. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, man. I had to share this link, man. You know, when you got the fly girl next to you, you know, everybody wants to stand in front of their European car, with the fly gear on. And that's a good thing. And that's a good thing. When the money is tall, that's a good thing. And that's what I'm after too, without a doubt. But on the way to getting there, on the way to finding your soulmate, and this is to my lady followers, or my male followers, to my lady followers, until you find your male soulmate, and to the dudes till you find your female that floats your boat, till you find that right career situation, till your business takes off and gets to a place where it's sustaining, self-sustaining. Along the way, there's trials and tribulations, man. There's disappointments. There's setbacks. There's failures. There's adversity. Right? And the majority of the time, you're going to hear the motivation, just keep going and overcome this and fight through that. And all of that is real, and all of that is true. And all of that is things that we need to do in order to keep moving. But what is seldom discussed and what is seldom revealed, especially in the social media realm and in the influencer realm, nobody talks about the heartbreak, right? Nobody talks about the pain. Nobody talks about the bankruptcy. Nobody talks about having to borrow money. Nobody talks about running up your credit cards, robbing Peter to pay Paul, just barely getting through. Nobody wants to talk about that part because it takes a lot of courage and a lot of balls and a lot of nuts to reveal that you experience that, right? And everybody experiences that, but everybody wants to be, the world has become so fake, man, and so, what is that on ESPN? The top 10? Where they show the top 10 greatest plays of the day. They want to show you those clips, but they don't show you the days and the years and the months of practice and the failures that went in to get the athlete to that point to where they can perform for that 1 second. And that just may be one play. They may have had several other plays where they just fucked up and messed up, but they show and they re-loop that one play over and over. A lot of the great people that I've studied and that I've read, and a lot of the great innovators, the pioneers, the trendsetters, the mavericks, the superstars, they'll all tell you, man, about the setbacks and the failures that they experienced before they became who they were, before they became recognized for what they became known for, right? They'll all tell you about the failures, right? But what you don't hear a lot about, and what's very real, is the psychological might, the mental toughness, the mental might, the mental resourcefulness, man, the mental strength to weather them storms, to weather those dark moments, right? When your faith is low, when the faith is low, when your faith is low. And there's some embarrassment, there's some shame, there's some humiliation. It's happened to everybody, man. You know, I watched this video by Steve Jobs, and he talked about, and Steve Jobs is probably the one man in the last 100 years or more that has influenced society more than any other man. And he talked about several failures, you know, being given up for adoption, by his biological parents, and being adopted by foster parents. Right off the rip, homeboy was jammed up in a rough situation. And this family that raised him saved up all of this money to send him to college when it came time for him to go to college. And he went and he dropped out. He dropped out after I don't even think he went a whole year. Might have went a year. Dropped out because he said he didn't want to waste that money. It wasn't for him. You know, another perceived failure, right? And where was he living? In a shelter? Like in his 20s or something like that, man. And, you know, just going on and eventually starting Apple Computer in his garage with Steve Wozniak. Apple goes public. It's $1 billion company in the 80s, which was like unheard of at the time. Then he ends up getting fired from the company that he started. And he talked about this depression that he went in, man, and this failure and this pain that he went through, and how he felt so embarrassed and so humiliated and so let down. And you know, eventually ended up starting Pixar, and then buys Apple, gets back into Apple, buys Apple back, and, you know, then the iPhone, and you know the rest, man. And this story is not uncommon, man. I think the dude I was reading when I was in the joint about the dude that started General Motors, man. Or maybe one of those other companies like maybe Buick or Pontiac or something like that. He too rose up, became a multimillionaire, a baron in the auto industry, failed miserably, you know, financially ruined, came back and started General Motors. I forget his name. But what they always talk about is that these failures, man, while in the midst of them, while in the middle of them, they don't feel good and they feel like curses, right? Like the pain and the regret, the humiliation, the shame. It feels like a curse, but really, that is the shit that's getting a motherfucker right and getting them suited and situated and aligned in order to get to that vision in their mind, in order to be able to achieve. It brings about the discipline, right? It brings about the self-study and the self-reflection. And it's a necessary component, man. It's a necessary component in order to achieve and get to where you want to go. If you want to get married one day, you want to be in a marriage, it's probably a good idea that you fail at relationships leading up to that. And those failed relationships, maybe you got married before, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. And those failed marriages are the seeds and laying the groundwork and the foundation for you to eventually meet your true soulmate and for you to be able to perform well in that marriage and go on and have a beautiful marriage, man. What was I finna talk about? Paul Tudor Jones. Paul Tudor Jones, one of the greatest stock market men to ever live, talks about how that when he hires, that he himself, he came up here from New Orleans. He came to New York from New Orleans in the 70s to trade on Wall Street and lost 50 grand in the 70s and was flat, was it 25, 50, 25 or 50, something like that, flat broke. And that his father came up and tried to talk him out of maybe going into real estate or this and that, or coming back down to New Orleans to get a sales job. And he said no. He stayed and he came up with some more money and he tried again. But he often says that failure, that blow up, that him blowing up his trading account was tantamount and super important and essential and necessary and imperative for him to do in order for him to go on and become what he eventually came. Today he's a billionaire, and and he says that he won't hire when he looks for trainees and people to come and work for him and trade his account and trade for him and his company. If they haven't blown up an account, he won't hire them. He wants everybody that has worked for him, that is going to work for him, to have failed first. And they need to show him how they failed. And if they haven't, he won't hire them, because he said it's that fire, it's that crucible, right? It's that urn, it's that stove, right? That hot stove that you put the gold in to purify it, right? The heat purifies all the impurities. It cleans out all the impurities. And he talks about that, man, that the desperation that you feel, and that the guts that it takes to try again, right? To come up with the balls and the nuts to try again, and that those experiences are needed, man. And see, nobody don't talk about that part. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. People are ashamed. Nobody wants to appear weak. That's like if you get into a fight, right? And you lose. The other dude gets the best of you. There's no need to feel shame that you lost. You should feel proud that you fought. Right? But nobody likes to talk about the losses. You know what I'm saying? They hide that, they conceal that. But that shit ain't real. That ain't hardly real. That ain't hardly real. Carmichael, I see you in here, man. My man Carmichael, the members in here. Anybody you see in here in this live chat with a green, with their name in green, with the badge next to them, those are my channel members, man. So I'm going to show them more love than I show anybody else. Join this channel, man. Hit this like button and then click the join button and join the channel. And you get early access to my videos that I upload, and we can interact a little more than I do with anybody else. I give you preferential treatment on your comments. I shout you out during the lives. So, I guess what I'm trying to tell you is that, man, right now, you that's in the middle of your failure, you that's in the middle of your defeat, you not by yourself. You only by yourself because you think you by yourself. You only by yourself, right? Because you're not talking to nobody else, right? Because a lot of times when we talk to dudes that are older than us, and we talk to people that do what we do, especially older than us that do what we do, man, the relief comes almost immediately. Because when you go talking to an older cat, I remember the first time I got my heart broke and I was talking to older cats and I was ashamed. I was embarrassed, right? Because I thought I was the only man in the world that had his heart broke by a woman, right? And I was talking to this older dude, and as I'm telling him what had happened to me, he started laughing. I'm telling him, yo, I saw my girl with another dude. He laughing, he's smiling, smirking, and I'm like, yo, I'm thinking he laughing at me. But at the end of me explaining to him, he turned and he said, he was an older cat. He said, man, welcome to the club, man. The exact same thing happened to me more than once. So what you'll find, man, is that, you can't let your mind play tricks on you, man. You understand? And allow your ego, right, and your pride to make you think you the only one, man. Far from it, right? But now this is where we separate. This is where we separate. This is where the real motherfuckers separate themselves from the average, because it takes a lot to, and I read this in the book, and I wrote this down when I was in the joint. I could remember it. I can damn near remember it verbatim. It takes courage to seek in the ruins of a great failure. It takes great courage and heart to look in the ruins, the catastrophe, the rubble of a great failure, and find a reason to keep going. Check that out. And that's what separates the ones that make it to where they're going. Those are the ones that make it to where they're going. You know, and so many examples, man. I mean, y'all probably got some. Steve Jobs is one. The dude from General Motors. Hit that like button, y'all. Thomas Watson from IBM. Thomas Watson from IBM says success is going from one failure to the next with no loss of enthusiasm. Right? The dude from Macy's. The Macy's, I talked about this already. The Macy's store in Manhattan on 34th Street, the largest department store in the world. He went bankrupt, I think, 7 times, they say, before it finally worked. You know? And what's therapeutic is when you create your own failure. You are the cause for your setback. You the one that got you jammed up. And you can be riding in the car by yourself, or you could be standing in the mirror, or you can be in line at the store, or whatever, and you say to yourself, man, damn, I fucked that up. Damn, I fucked that up. When you can get there, you on your way. You on your way. Everybody share this video. Hit that share button and share it on your social media, on your Instagram, on your YouTube, on your Twitter, on your Facebook, on your Twitch, on your Snapchat. When you can look and be like, damn, man, how did I do that? Then you getting somewhere. Then the healing can begin. You know, and yeah, man. Yeah, you know. I make mistakes, man. You know, I'm just YouTuber. Y'all think I don't know some of y'all think I'm some kind of superhero, but I constantly make them. And that's okay. And I want to keep making them because that keeps me authentic. It keeps me grounded, you know, and it keeps me sane. And I told this story before, man. I was talking to this 82-year-old dude one day. I was in Jersey City. This was back probably like 2012, 13. And I was talking to this man. He was a total stranger. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. And hit that like button, man. Put it on 50 likes. And somebody join the channel, man. I need a channel member, man. Hit that blue join button or hit that link right underneath my channel logo there, channel membership. Click on that link and join for the $10 a month. I was down in the park. He was a total stranger. I didn't know him. He didn't know me. And I was telling him about the mistake I had made. And I was probably having to go to prison and everything that happened. This was about 10 years ago. And he looked at, and I was like 40 something at that point. And I said to him, I said, man, well, when am I gonna stop making mistakes? Like when am I going? I'm 42, I'm 43. When am I gonna stop making mistakes? And he said, man, I'm 82. He said, man, I'm 82. And you ain't gonna stop making mistakes until they put you in the ground. And I said, you still make mistakes? He said, yeah. He said, man, you ain't gonna stop making mistakes till they put you in the ground. He said, but what the key is that to try to make new mistakes, have new failures, right? To don't keep doing the same thing over and over and over, right? So that's a little something, for you to put in your cap, man. A little feather you can put in your cap. But just, it's not the sexy part, man. It's not the sexy part. Make sure you follow me on Spotify too, man. It's not the sexy part, but just know, you may need to get fired from a job. You may need to get evicted from an apartment. You may need to get foreclosed on. You may need to go through bankruptcy. You may need to get a divorce. You may need to start all over. And although those experiences aren't pleasant, they got a lot of wisdom in them. They got a lot of experience in them. They got a lot of lessons in them, man. Because life is unlike school. See, school, we given the lesson first, and then you take the test later. You learn the lesson, and then you're tested on the lesson. That's in school. But in life, it's different. You get the test first, and then you get the lesson after the fact. You get the lesson after the fact, man. And that's this other baseball coach, man. I got baseball coaches calling me, man. They want Little Sean to come and try out for the team. They call me all the time. They want him to come play with the team. So that's pretty much what I wanted to get on, man. That's what I wanted to step to today, man. And the failures and the setbacks we experience and sometimes create on our road to success. The motherfuckers be necessary, man. They be necessary evils. I learned so much. What did Muhammad Ali say? Muhammad Ali said, I learned more from my greatest defeats than I ever did from my greatest victories. Yes, indeed. Because that pain, man, that gut-wrenching pain, that hurt. Remember my bunkie used to tell, my man Crawford told me, we was in the joint, he said, man, if it don't hurt, you ain't learned nothing. If it don't hurt, you ain't learned nothing. He told me just like that. And His words couldn't have been more prophetic. He's just a regular dude. But, you know, a lot of times, that's why I think a lot of dudes, a lot of us that have been to prison, not in every case, but in some cases, the dudes that have been to prison, man, that have been, you know, that have crashed and burned, and that have had time to sit and reflect, and have been abandoned by everyone and everything, sometimes turn out having this they be tremendous reservoirs of wisdom, man. They be tremendous reservoirs of knowledge and learning and life skills, life learning, life knowledge. Sure. Hey, call this coach back right here and tell him we gonna come down there in a few. Tell him I'm doing something. Oh, did? Excuse me, y'all. Because, well, I know, you know, and I remember some of the dudes. I was locked up with this dude. He had 30-year sentence, man. He was down. When I got there, he had already did like 22 years. I used to hang out with another dude, my real tight homeboy. He did 17. He was down like 12 or 13 when I met him. Jay was already down like 21, 22. I used to be fascinated by these men that had been locked up for so long, because although they didn't have the education, because I went and I had a bachelor's degree in accounting, I had a master's degree in finance. I was so-called educated in terms of what America classifies, but I couldn't hold the candle to these dudes as far as mental acuity, mental awareness, memory, contemplation. It was just fascinating. I used to just love to talk to these dudes, man. And you know, I used to learn. These dudes like mentored me, man. And I was fascinated by their minds. I was fascinated by their minds, man. And you can see the difference, right? I could see that they had something, a higher level of mental function that I didn't have, that they had attained only as a result of being incarcerated for a number of years, right? It's a horrible trade-off. It's a horrible trade-off, right? And in no way am I promoting incarceration, but the isolation and the hardness of the situation, the isolation and the solitude of your life. You live in a solitary life, and you only can turn to you. You only can introspect, right? And you around a bunch of other dudes that are doing the same thing. Some of them just acting a goddamn fool and ain't doing nothing. But you're going to meet like-minded individuals, and then you're going to meet kindred spirits, and then you're going to meet some real enlightened dudes. And if you doing introspection and you talking to another dude that's doing it, and it was just fascinating to me, man. And you know, it just went to show that they had took lemons and made lemonade, right? That although they were physically incarcerated, they were mentally and spiritually free. And if you look at society today, you got a bunch of people out here that have no criminal record, never have even been down to the city jail or the city lockup, let alone a county jail, a state prison, or a federal prison, that are inmates, that they are mental inmates to propaganda. They've become mentally enslaved. They're more enslaved than the foundational Black American, than my people that were enslaved here. Physical slavery, right? They're more enslaved in 2022 through social media, propaganda, peer pressure, wanting to be accepted by others, wanting the approval of this one, like incapable of being who they are, right? Enslaved to others' opinions of them. And they got good jobs, live in good homes, drive good cars, but they're slaves. They're slaves. But they sit high and they look down upon the world and others in condescension, right? With this self-righteous judgment, they look down on others, but really deep down, they all the way fucked up. Right? And they know it when they be at home by themselves. When they be by themselves, they know that they are inmates, prisoners in their own mind. And that's why they throw shade and they try to throw salt on dudes, brothers like me, white boys too, all nationalities, dudes that have been to the joint. They try to throw shade to make themselves feel better than, at least I ain't did that. But downward deep, secretly, they admire the mental lucidness, the mental clarity of the motherfucker that done been to the joint, and they wish they had that, and they wish they can buy it and get it without having to go.
Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on major league and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, pursue your dreams, that's how you do it. Life is.
But it don't work like that. It don't work like that. You can go and study all the degrees and you can get you can read all of the books. You can do all of that. But until you actually go through these failures and these setbacks and you do the introspection, you can't come up with it. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. I'm not promoting that type of situation, but there's something about that situation. And I know, because I used to be one of them. When I had money and I had my bachelor's degree, I had my master's degree, I had my drop top BMW, my M3, that's the real blue with the blue rag. I had the Acura RL with the wood grain, the 10 speaker Bose system. I used to sit in judgment of these dudes, but at the same time, I used to be like, but they got something that I want. They got something I don't have that they got through that situation. And I could never understand it. And they wouldn't trade places with me. They wouldn't trade places with me. Take my mentality, take my money, my clothes and all that I had, but have my same mental weakness, because that's pretty much what I was. I thought my money substantiated me. but they wouldn't trade places with me. That's just like me today. I wouldn't trade places, man, with none of these political leaders on television for their power and their title and their money and their connections, because I can see, to me, it's clear as day, I can see the weakness in them. I could see the conflict, the mental and the spiritual conflict of the life they have to live. I can see the sleeplessness. I can see the sleep medicines they have to take in order to cope. I wouldn't want that for nothing in the world. I'm cool. My riches are gonna come. And my riches are gonna come. I'm gonna get my riches without compromising not one goddamn % of my authenticity. I'm gonna get it just like this. I ain't compromising nothing for nobody. And if I just be the level of income that I have right now for the rest of my life, then that's just so be it. So be it. But I'll be authentic until the end. I ain't compromising nothing to hang around no group of people, to get into a room with a group of people, or nah. Nah. That membership link don't work? You sure? Let me see something, man. Let me put that link up there, man. Oh, man, Ant saying that the link don't work. Hold on. Yeah, it do. You gotta hit that blue join button, man. I'm gonna pin the link right there in the live chat. Can y'all hear me? There go the link right there. Pin the message. Click on this link and join the channel, man. You don't allow the embarrassment. This is a hard, difficult thing. It's hard for me. Difficult. You don't let the embarrassment and the humiliation, get you stuck like Chuck, the way you don't move and you just sit around beating yourself up, over and over, you know what I'm saying? That's a part of the game. You're going to beat yourself up. You're going to regret things you do. You're going to regret things you say. You're going to embarrass yourself, but you can't let it stop you from continuing to move. You know what I'm saying? You can't let it stop you from continuing to move. Shout out to my man Ant. Ant got that soul glow. Shout out to my man Ant.
Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on major league and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, keep it moving. Pursue your dreams, that's how you do it. Yeah.
Let me put my man Ant on, since Ant support me. Let me show him some love. Y'all see my man Ant973 just joined the podcast channel. MZ is in the building. MZ is another member. I see you. Y'all follow my man right there on his Instagram. That's his Instagram right there. MZ, what's going on, man? Anything is possible. Y'all click on this Instagram link right there. You follow my man Ant. He joined the channel. I promote his Instagram. We work together. So yeah, man, anything is possible. Your failures and your setbacks are not moments that are meant to embarrass you and push you into the cocoon for you to never reemerge again. No. The humiliation is not meant to destroy you and ruin you to the point to where you give up and quit and you fold your tent. No. Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, I was watching one of his speeches on YouTube, and he talked about how, what did he say? That people destroyed something inside of them, that we can actually destroy that fire inside of us. We can actually blow our own candles out, man. We can actually kill ourselves. We can destroy something inside of us by constantly brooding on the worst aspects of our life. We destroy something inside of us. You will destroy something inside of you. He will destroy something inside of him. She will destroy something inside of her by constantly brooding on the worst aspects. And he goes on to say that we all face this darkness, right? And when we face this darkness, when we face these failures, instead of brooding on the worst aspects, we need to drum up and focus and concentrate everything that we have inside of us, everything that we possess, every bit of faith, every bit of hope, every bit of belief, every bit of whatever needs to be brought to bear on that darkness, right? And then he goes on to say that that darkness is not meant to destroy you, right? It's meant to push you into a new life, into a new situation. This is from Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. Check it out, man. That these failures and these setbacks aren't meant to destroy you. They're meant to push you into a new life, into a new situation, into a new realm, into a new consciousness, onto a new plane of existence, a new mentality. And yeah, man. That's what this is about. You know, when he talked about that's tied to the meaning of the resurrection and being reborn and all of that. And MZ, I see you. You've heard of Job's perseverance and have seen, yeah, the book of Job is another strong story, allegory, story, I don't know, whatever it is, about persevering and you know, experiencing failures and setbacks on the way. You know, it's not easy. And you're going to be all by yourself. You're going to be all by yourself. Nobody's going to nobody can help you. Nobody could help me when I was at my lowest. What's up, Sean? Come here. Nobody could help me when I was at my lowest. I reached out. But sometimes in your life, man, and you may be there right now. And if you ain't there right now, you remember what I'm telling you when you do get there. You're going to be somewhere. Come here, man. That you could reach out. You could talk to 1,000 people about. You could talk to 1,000 people about what it is that's bothering you. But it ain't gonna matter. They not gonna be able to understand. They not gonna be able to help you. It's gonna be fruitless. It's gonna be fruitless, useless. And you gonna be low, Jack. You gonna be low. And this is that time to where you're going to have to do it by yourself. And it seems like it's going to be decreed by the universe. It's going to be decreed by the universe because, like in my case, you know, my money had helped me a lot. You know, my money, money can buy circumstances, man. Money can fix things and lessen the blow to things. It can give you a false sense of security, but it's gonna come a time where that ain't even gonna help. Ain't nothing gonna be able to help you but you. And it's going to be a turning point in your life. You're going to be scared to death. And if you survive it, I don't know if you're going to survive it. I survived mine because I'm still here. If you survive it, you'll be changed forever. And your level of confidence in yourself is going to go to a whole nother level. Your level of belief in yourself, your level of self-satisfaction, your self-love. Say what's up to the people. Stop yawning.
What's up?
You got to go blow your nose, too.
Tired.
Huh?
Tired.
Tired?
A little bit.
You ain't did shit. What you tired from?
Be quiet.
What is it, man?
Astigmatism in my soul. Y'all know what it is. I said astigmatism in my soul. That's what it is.
Your level of bravado, your level of arrogance, your level of conceit, your level of self-confidence, self-esteem is going to be on a whole nother level that you never even knew existed. And it could never go back to what it once was, because in that dark moment, you're going to have relied upon you to get you through, to have gotten you through, not nobody else. And then you'll go the rest of your life knowing that I can do damn near just about anything. Like me, I believe I could do anything, man. I really do. I really do. I really mean that. I really do. And that became more solidified when I took my greatest fall, when I had one of my greatest falls next to my drug addiction. But the going to prison and losing the money, that was like I used to often wonder, like, which one is worse, Sean? Which one was worse? But as far as change, game changer, mental game change, psychological penetration, spiritual clarity, metaphysical lucidness, nothing was like that experience, man. And, you know, that's why I don't really need, you know, people, you know, to do anything for me. I need help at times. Yes, I do. And I ask for help and I get help. And I'm grateful, but, you know, I know how to pick myself back up. 1 hour to the T. Hit that like button, y'all. Somebody else share this video, man. Somebody else hit that join button, man. Hit that join button. Hit that join button. Hey, Ant, appreciate you, man. Shout out to my man, Ant973, for joining. Shout out to MZ for coming through. Shout out to Carmichael for coming through. Ant973 got that soul glow. Wally, what's up, man? Join the channel, Wally. My man, Ant, you got it, Ant. So, yeah, man, I got to get up out of here, man. We're going to go make this move. I told his coach I was going to bring Lil Sean by there. They want to see him. Talk to yourself, man. Talk to yourself and get a pen and a piece of paper and write. Get a pen and a piece of paper and write. What's wrong with you? Look at my shit, my man Ant973, Carmichael, MZ. They all in here, man. They all in here. Shout out to my man Carmichael. Killing it in the vending machine business, HVAC business. If you in Chicago and you need anything with air conditioning, reach out to my man Carmichael. If you in the Chicagoland area, Indiana, all of that, Wisconsin, I don't know what states is up there. Reach out to my man Carmichael. He can help you out. Shout out to MZ. Shout out to Ant. Ant is a spoken word poet. MC. All right, y'all. So listen, man, this has been a great podcast. I'm going to be putting this up on my Spotify. Please follow me on Spotify also. Hit the subscribe button, man. If you in here and you don't normally subscribe, hit that subscribe button, man. You got it, Carmichael. Canby 183.
Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on Major League and we did it and we did it. It's all about that action, keep it moving, pursue your dreams, that's how you do it, yeah.
Canby 183, man. Thank you for the super chat, man. I mean, for the joining the channel. I appreciate you. Got that soul go. Canby in the house. Thank you, sir. You got to catch it. Send me an email, Canby, man. Let me know what you got. What kind of social media things you got going on. What kind of, so we can promote you on the next podcast. Make sure y'all be here Friday night for the Friday night men's meeting. I do the Friday night men's meeting here every Friday night. We have talks like this. And then catch me on Sunday Morning Serenity on my other channel, the Sean G channel. Can be, yeah, hit me up, man. The podcast was sold at gmail.com. Anybody wanted to, shout out to my man. I did a one-on-one session with my man. I ain't going to say his name. My man C, Staten Island represent. Did a one-on-one mentorship session with him today, man. Young dude in his 20s, you know. Relationship, you know. Sean, I need to rap to you, man. We hooked it up, rap to him, you know, for good 40 minutes. We're going to rap again. If you want to do one-on-one mentorship session with me, you want to talk about something, you got a problem, issue, whatever, email me, thepodcastwassold@gmail.com, and we can set it up. It's not free. You have to pay, but it's worth it. All right, so I'm going to get up out of here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I really only come on here. I don't really like to go live just for the sake of going live. I like for something to really be on my heart and have something to say. So it could come through the screen, you know what I'm saying? And so that's why I guess this show here was such a good show, because this came straight from the dome, straight from my heart, man. I'm going to holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
Life is like a movie and we in it and we in it. We on Major League and we did it and we did it. Like
Yeah. Sean, what's up? Peace out.
Stigmatism, man, what's up? Do anything.
Okay. What is it, man?
Stigmatism in my soul.
Okay. You got it, man?
Do anything.
Anything?
Anything.
You sure?
Put your mind to it. Do anything.
But what if it's hard, though, man?
If it's hard, it's gonna be hard. If it's easy, it's gonna be easy. It's all about what you think.
Okay, I can dig that.
Uh,
I love you, Sean.
me too.